So, I'm here with my lovely wife, Susan, and we're about to make some Guacamole. And Guacamole is one of those things that I think might be one of our favorite go-to pawpaw recipes, right? Savory.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one, we tried to look at it, at the recipe in some of the cookbooks that we have on pawpaws. Here, I'll give you a couple to show off. But it's not in any of these. I think we got the recipe at the Pawpaw Festival, but I believe it was from a lecture that somebody did at the Pawpaw Tent.
And I think I talked to her afterward and recorded it.
Okay, so do we think it was Sarah Beer then, or was it somebody else?
No, I think it was someone else.
Okay, so yep. Sarah Beer has the Pocket Pawpaw Cookbook. I think these two editions might be the same contents. I'm not exactly sure.
This one's just more expensive.
Nah,
it's
bigger.
Too.
It's bigger too. Yeah,
it's got some more fun reading in it.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if there's additional recipes, but there's other information in there. And then we've got the two NAPGA, OPGA cookbooks. This is the early one, yeah. Terry Powell right there.
Oh.
So yeah, these are full of good information and recipes. We could not find the original recipe. It may be recorded somewhere, but tracking down the audio is going to be
someday
problematic. So we've made this recipe before, and there's similar recipes online that don't include pawpaw. So we're just gonna use one of those as a jumping off point and add some pawpaw.
All right, here we go. Let's wing.
The main difference here is that we're using roasted butternut squash in place of avocado for the base of this recipe, and there are no tomatoes. To roast your squash, halve it and pull out the seeds, puncture the skin with a fork, rub it with some olive oil, salt, and pepper, place the two halves in a baking dish, and roast it for 45 minutes at about 400 degrees. We had to improvise some substitutions with what we had on hand as well. We used lemon instead of lime, and we had some nasturtium to use in place of cilantro, but I would definitely recommend getting that cilantro for next time. I've diced the onions, peppers, and garlic while Sue scrapes the butternut squash. I'm scraping a pawpaw. We were going to add a second one, but it didn't taste too good, so we left it out and added a different one a little later. Lime would definitely be preferable to lemon, and cilantro, of course, would be preferable to nasturtium. We used a cumin-heavy taco seasoning instead of just cumin, as the recipe called for. So that's the lemon juice and second pawpaw added to the roasted butternut squash, which we have mashed together with a potato masher, and then we've added the chopped ingredients and stirred them together. As you can see, it looks pretty good, but taste is everything. So let's give it a try with a corn chip, which is how we would typically eat this. It was lacking a little bit of heat and zing, so we added more lemon juice and a second jalapeno along with some more taco seasoning. We noticed the distinct lack of cilantro at this point, so we decided to add some nasturtium from our garden, which seemed to be about the closest thing we had on hand. That was pretty good after another try, but we did decide to add a little Frank's for some heat and more zing at the end. And bam, Paw-camole. In future iterations of this recipe, I think I might puree the butternut squash and pawpaw pulp together for a slightly smoother texture, maybe adding a little bit of olive oil in there. If you happen to have a copy of the original guacamole recipe that was shared at the Ohio Pawpaw Festival, or know the chef whose lecture contained this recipe, I would love to know. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe at Creme Dementia YouTube if you haven't yet.